From what I recall, Your Honor, the allegations included delivering damaged items sa government, like yung mga torn, dented, yung mga discolored na face shields, which hindi naman po totoo. And then there is also an allegation that we delivered substandard and expired face shields to the government. Hindi rin po yung totoo. And the unidentified witness also mentioned that we delivered substandard test kits to the government. Hindi rin po yung totoo, Your Honor.
Walang substandard, turn, discoloration at walang expired na face shield. Yan ang matapang na pahayag ng former Pharmally Pharmaceutical Corporation Executive na si Ms. Krizle Grace Mago laban sa hindi kilalang star witness ni Senador Risa Hontiviros na sinasabing tinampered ng Pharmally Pharmaceutical Corporation ang dinilivered nilang face shield sa gobyerno. Pawang, kasinungalingan at walang katotohanan ang lahat ng paratang ng unidentified witness ni Senador Risa Hontiviros ayon kay Ms. Krizle Grace Mago. Matapang naman na sinabi ni Congressman Rodante Marcoleta ng Sagip Partylist na hindi papayagan ng Kamara ang ginawang testimonya ng star witness ni Senador Risa Hontiviros dahil hindi ito naka-under oath bago ito magbigay ng kanyang testimonya sa Senado. Ayon pa kay Congressman Marcoleta na ito ay hindi katanggap-tanggap dahil paano mo raw malalaman kung ito'y nagsasabi ng totoo o hindi. Kung sa una pa lamang ay hindi mo na ito kilala at hindi rin ito sumailalim sa under oath na magsasabi ng pawang katotohanan lamang at hindi kasinungalingan. Narito ang full video ng pagtatanong ni Congressman Marcoleta kay Ms. Krizle Grace Mago patungkol sa sinasabing kaduda-dudang transaksyon ng gobyerno at ng Pharmally Pharmaceutical Corporation. Panoorin natin.
Ito po, narinig ko nga Mr. Chair na in the last 2 months, sabi niya, was very particularly difficult for me, especially when it was exacerbated by the involvement in the ongoing investigations. At nakita ko kung paano siya halos lumuha nung sabihin niyang it was extremely traumatic to be accused of lying. Nababahala kami, Ms. Mago, gusto naming alisin yung ganong klaseng environment. Ayaw namin na humarap ka sa amin na matatakot ka. It's like you're being intimidated. Gusto naming malaman kung sa ngayon, sa pagharap mo sa amin, ganon ba yung pakiramdam mo pa o maluwag na ang dibdib mo, wala kang kinatatakutan at malaya kang makapagsasabi, makasasagot sa mga itatanong namin?
Mas maayos na po yung pakiramdam ko na sumagot ng mga tanong ngayon, Your Honor.
At naniniwala ka sa pagharap mo sa amin, wala nang undue influence,
yes,
wala nang traumatic experience, pwede ba namin i-assume na okay ka na ngayon sa pagharap mo sa amin?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Kasi ayaw namin, narinig mo yung salita ng aming chairman, dito ang hinahanap lang, katotohanan lang. This committee never bludgeons or traumatize witnesses. Gusto namin malaya at voluntaryo ang pagsagot sa mga itatanong namin. Okay ba yun, Ms. Mago?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Meron ka kasing sinabing official statement dated 28 of September. Ano ba yung official statement na binabanggit mo dated September 28, 2021?
Opo, in summary po, ang nakalagay po dun ay nasa hindi po ako nawawala o nagtatago. Nasa maayos po akong kalagayan, hindi rin po ako naka-receive ng threat mula sa Pharmally po.
Okay. Ang sinabi mo doon sa opening statement mo, the previous statement that Pharmally swindled the government was a pressured response. Did you say that in your opening statement?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Pwede bang paliwanag mo lang ng konti, ano ang ibig mong sabihin doon sa pressured response?
That time po kasi, talagang under pressure po ako na sumagot kasi ayoko rin naman po maging evasive. So, I was under the impression na kailangan ko sumagot directly. And ayun nga po, nabanggit ko po na wala po ako sa tamang, I was not in the best frame of mind to think clearly and wisely na mga isasagot. That's why I had to say yes po.
Why were you under pressure?
Well, dahil nga din po sa intense na scrutiny ng investigation as well as yung allegations po galing po dun sa video na ipinalabas po.
You're referring to the barrage of questions asked of you. It was actually, in my view, not an investigation in aid of legislation, but it seems to me it was an interrogation similar to the questioning employed by military establishment, law enforcement officers, even intelligence agencies or organized crime syndicates. These are the means employed in exacting information by said agencies and groups. Was this the kind of environment that you felt when you testified?
At that time, yes po, Your Honor.
Okay. I presume that this is the kind of environment you're feeling today. Am I correct?
Hindi naman po, Your Honor.
Ms. Mago, I reviewed personally the videotape when you were being asked by the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. I am not sure what date is that, but I would refresh your memory on, I did not exactly capture the terms, but I think you will be able to recall them. There was a time when you were saying, like, I would have to watch the video again, but with regard to the changing of the stickers of the items, something like that. You were telling the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee that you needed to watch the video again because it has something to do with the changing of the stickers. Did you recall that?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Because you said this was a supply concern.
Yes po.
I got that. But while you were at it, another senator bludgeoned you and he said, confirm they were actually doing it. So without reference to what was being done at the time. And then you said again, that is something I cannot deny. Will you please tell us what was that something that you cannot deny in response to the question of that senator?
Opo, Mr. Sherman, nabanggit ko rin po sa aking opening statement na nagkaroon nga po ng mix-up ng mga product certificates kasi nga po minerge namin yung mga packs ng face shields na with broken quantities to form nga yung uniform 10 face shields per packaging. So, per packaging po kasi, isa lang yung product certificate na ilalagay. And as a result, yung mga ibang product certificates na discard na po.
So that was the kind of thing that you were referring when you said changing of the stickers. You were referring to the inconsistent packaging that you mentioned in your opening statement, because you needed to arrive at a packaging of 10 face shields in one package para maging consistent, sabi mo rito. And then you made reference to this na there were dates like April 2020 with expiry dates of 2 years, which is the same with April 2021 with expiry date of 2 years, meaning to say the two stickers mean the same thing, that the expiry date is 3 years. This is the one you are referring to, madam?
I'm not sure po dun sa mga details ng mga product certificates namin, Your Honor. But I do have to check po to clarify on this.
Hindi, ito yung binabasa mo, sinabi mo kanina. The production date of April 20 with the validity of 3 years. Okay? Whereas the new certificate as a production date of April 2021 with the validity of 24 months. So ang sabi mo rito, which is equivalent to 2 years. What you're saying here, pareho lang naman yon. Kahit pinagpalit, but you will arrive of the same dates. Is that what you're trying to say here?
In conclusion po, Your Honor, what I'm trying to say is that wala pong expired na face shields.
Yes, in saying that you change in the change of the stickers, walang nasakripisyo na validity or expiry dates. It was just a simple item of supply concern connected with the repacking of the face shields. That is what you're telling the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee at the time.
Yes po, Your Honor.
However, the senator butt in again, and he got on record something like this, placing on record only that they were switching the expiry dates. And so, makikita mo dito, you were referring to the changing of stickers, but the senator butt in and he supplied, as if putting words into your mouth, that you were switching the expiry dates. Did you recognize that?
At that time po, hindi ko po siya napansin that they were referring
So
to
hindi mo
expired
napansin na yung salita mo na changing the stickers was replaced by switching the expiry dates.
Hindi ko po siya napansin at that time.
Hindi mo napansin, pero yung sagot mo, sabi niya, Mr. Chair, I wanted to place on record that they were switching the expiry dates. Pagkatapos, tinanong ka ng chairman, is that true? That is something I cannot deny. Yun ang sinabi mo. Pagkatapos, tinanong ka uli, so you were swindling the government. At ang sagot mo, that is something I cannot deny. The series of questioning, like sabi niya before this, sinibasib ang pondo ng bayan. There's already a conclusion. Kung matino kang babae, sabi niya sa'yo, di ba? Did you hear that?
Opo.
Tinatanong ko lang naman, ganito. Mayayaman sila, may mga kotse. Kung matino kang babae, something like that. So all these things you felt. Sabi, at ang huli niyang tinanong sa'yo, pag tinanong pa kita, ngayon, baka mahulog ka na sa silya mo. These are the kinds of threatening and intimidating environment you were placed in. So, when you said that you swindled the government, with Pharmally, is this the one that you referred to in your opening statement? That 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 is a pressured statement?
Yes.
Do you want to explain this further?
Yes po, Your Honor. Kasi given po the pressure that I was under at that time, also yung short amount of time na ibinigay sa akin to answer the question, and in consideration, ayoko rin naman po maging evasive sa pagsagot ng mga questions. What I considered at that time is nakapag-deliver na po kami partially sa DOH ng mga face shields. And yun po yung nag-prompt sa akin to answer, I believe. So kasi there is the fact na nasa warehouse na po siya ng DOH. But then again, after reviewing my statements po after the hearing, dun ko po na-realize na hindi ko na-consider yung fact na hindi pa po siya na-accept or inspect and accept ng DOH po. So yun po yung clarification na gusto kong ibigay.
Nung tinanong ka niya, so you swindled the government, you could have said, no sir, why did you not say that?
Ayun nga po, I was also under pressure. And what came to mind was, nagkaroon nga po ng partial delivery sa DOH. So, ayun po yung nag-prompt ng sagot ko, Your Honor.
You're saying that you were confused.
Yes po, Your Honor.
You were confused that somehow there was already a partial delivery. What has the partial delivery to do with the confusion, Ms. Mago?
Well, ito po kasing mga diniliver namin sa DOH contains the mixed product certificates nga po na in-explain ko sa aking opening remarks. So, there was that confusion po when I answered the question.
You said again, Ms. Mago, that, well, it was in your opening statement that you denied all the allegations made by the unidentified person who appeared in the video message presented by Senador Hontiveros. Was part of your opening statement. Do you confirm that?
Yes, po, Your Honor.
What are those allegations made by the unidentified person?
From what I recall, Your Honor, the allegations included delivering damaged items sa government, like yung mga torn, dented, yung mga discolored na face shields, which hindi naman po totoo. And then there is also an allegation that we delivered substandard and expired face shields to the government. Hindi rin po yung totoo. And the unidentified witness also mentioned that we delivered substandard test kits to the government. Hindi rin po yung totoo, Your Honor.
Pero parang may tinanong sila na ikaw daw yung allegedly nag-utos na palitan yung mga delivery dates or whatever, at meron kang sinagot something like, that is something I cannot deny. What explanations can you tell us in that regard?
Your Honor, I relayed the instructions from the management po to repack the stocks.
Not to change the delivery dates, but to?
Repack the stocks po, Your Honor.
But it made a different connotation to the members of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee that that particular answer meant that you were instructed or ordered by higher management to change the delivery dates. And it even had the connotation that you deliberately changed the expiry dates. That was the inference that was communicated by that statement before the Blue Ribbon Committee. Can you explain that to erase the doubts?
Mr. Chairman, wala pong expired na face shields. And ang instruction po na nirelay ko sa aming mga warehouse personnel is to repack po yung mga face shields namin into 10 pieces per packaging po. And then, nung ginagawa po nila yung repacking, nagsabi po sila sa akin na madaming product certificates, alin po dito yung ilalagay namin. So I told them to choose just one kasi isang product certificate lang po per packaging, Your Honor.
What is the significance of those certificates in regard to the presumption that or allegation that you change the delivery dates?
We never changed the production date or the manufacturing date, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, is there a connection between manufacturing dates and expiry dates?
Yes, so it shows the validity of the product.
In your opening statement, you made an explanation of April 2020 and April 2021. Will you explain that, please, so that we can erase the doubts as to the allegation that there was a deliberate attempt to change the expiry dates?
Mr. Chairman, ang nangyari po is that there were a lot of product certificates in excess and our staff only had to choose one of those product certificates na ilalagay pa sa packaging. I never instructed them na piliin yung product certificate with a more recent production date. It was at their own discretion po na pumili ng product certificate na ilalagay po sa packaging. And we also checked yung validity po nung na nakalagay sa mga product certificates and none of those were expired or near expiry po.
Yun na nga, yung gusto mong sabihin dito, kahit aling certificate ang gagamitin, that will not show that the certificates have been previously expired or the certificates previously expired.
Yes, for Your Honor.
Okay. Can you now tell us categorically that when you said or when you answered that that is something I cannot deny to the question whether or not Pharmally swindled the government, you were in a condition of extreme pressure.
Yes po, Your Honor.
That, according to your own statement, you cannot think clearly because of the pressure that was exerted by the manner of questioning by the Blue Ribbon Committee.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Huwag kang matakot, Ms. Mago, because even the courts will allow a retraction, a repudiation of a previous statement made by any witness if these testimonies and statements were made under duress and under intimidating influence. So, sinasabi mo ba sa amin ngayon na kaya mo lang nasabi yon not only because you were not in your best frame of mind at that time because of undue pressure, of undue influence, because you were intimidated, because of the badgering? Ito ba yung gusto mong sabihin sa amin ngayon?
Yes po, Your Honor.
You were there when that unidentified person was introduced as a witness. You were there, right?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Did you see that person, whether or not he took his oath before he made those statements before the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee?
No po, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, palagay ko, hindi nga siya pinasumpa dahil hindi naman binigay ang pangalan niya. Hindi siya makakasumpa simply because he was incognito. Dito kasi sa amin, hindi namin tatanggapin yun eh. We cannot accept the testimony of a person na ayaw magpakilala. At hindi naman susumpa kung sasabihin niya sa amin ay totoo, hindi. It's a waste of time. First of all, it's not admissible in evidence. Ms. Mago, nung ikaw ay unang imbitahan inisip mo siguro na inimbitahan ka because you are a resource person. Somebody who can shed light to the questions that will be propounded on you, tama?
Tama po, Your Honor.
But you ended up being publicly humiliated. You ended up like you were an accused. Because sinasabi nga namin, it was not the proper investigation in aid of legislation as enunciated in the Constitution, but it was an interrogation. It was prosecution, actually. Did you notice that?
Yes po.
Alam mo, Ms. Mago, maski yung mga police officers, kapag ka ikaw ay suspected, maaari na aresto ka, bibigyan ka pa rin ng tinatawag na Miranda warnings. Pwede nilang sabihin sa'yo, okay, you have the right to remain silent, you have the right to engage your own counsel, anything that you will say may be used against you in any court of law. When you place yourself in that interrogation before the Blue Ribbon Committee, meron ba nagsabi sa'yo na pwede mong sagutin yan, pwedeng hindi? Baka ma-incriminate ka. Did they tell you that?
Wala po.
Wala. Sinabi mo din, Ms. Mago, while you were testifying, you were tested positive with COVID-19. Is that true?
Yes po.
And because of the overwhelming pressure that you got and the intense scrutiny, it had a detrimental effect on your mental health. Is this correct?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Did you see a doctor?
I had no chance po.
Why did you say that it had a detrimental effect on your mental health? So right.
Opo. Well, when I was positive po for COVID, I manifested the signs and symptoms po, especially yung dry cough. And it gets worse every day. But I do inform naman po yung City Health Office. Nakakausap ko naman po sila every day and they monitor. And also, dahil nga po dun, nagkaroon ng decline in my physical health first. And then, ongoing nga din po yung mga investigations at that time. And actually, the hearing last September 2021 at the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee po, I was really traumatized by what happened, and it really had a negative impact on my mental health po.